Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, sports fans. Welcome to BCN Sports Halftime, a Wednesday night show. Today is what? September 10th? Cha-cha. Yeah. My name is Benton, along with the family. George, what go on, Regin? 9 p.m. kicking off tonight. Are you still?
I'm still perplexed on what transpired yesterday and the reaction. The reaction is what got me perplexed. But I'm good. And also have a start off again. Alan Skill Cole, rest in peace. The legend, the icon.
Yeah, man. We have to, salute the legend. I mean, we have about approximately 24 hours so far since we got the news. Yeah, 24 hours, yeah. Because it was during the show last night when we heard, right? So, rest well, General, legend, Alan Skill Cole, 74 years old, and sending lots of love and thoughts and prayers. If he's praying for, to the Cole family and his daughter and all his relatives and friends. I mean, Alan Skill Cole left an indelible mark. We don't know, so all of us have to exit this space, but very few of us leave an indelible mark. And Alan Skill Cole, pioneer, Jamaican who charted a road, play ball, music tour, charted a road. Make sure, make it easier for those who come after. So, legendary Alan Skill Cole gone home to the ancestors, man. He's now one of the ancestors. Big up yourself to the general. It's always complicated dealing with these matters because there's no words to really kind of capture. I can't even enliven the person because, the mood, touch the person again, not see them, not see the smile again. And about the mark that he has left on us, the Jamaican community. Alan Skill Cole, rest well. All right, so Junior, on today's show, I know you're still on cloud 9 after the Reggae Boys secured 6 points. We'll do a recap of World Cup qualifiers. We'll take a look at different regions. We're going to focus on CONCACAF. We're going to take a look at Africa because we don't know the motherland. We're going to look at Africa and qualifiers standing. A man linked me last night. Brethren, I don't know some people are sleeping on. Big up Guido. Guido linked me last night at 2 a.m. Sent me a message. He's an Italian fan, but lived in Senegal for a while. Sent me a message and said, "Yo, did you watch the Senegal Congo game?" I was like, "Brethren, 2 o'clock in the morning." And so I did see a bit of the highlights. The game ended 3-2, and it was a monumental game in the outcome of that group. So we'll take a look at African World Cup 2026 CAF, Confederation of African Football qualifiers, because your Super Eagles are in a spot about that, Junior. The Nigerians.
My Super Eagles? You mean Max Super Eagles? And I even think Max
Donald, too. Adibola, the entire Nigerian community. What did Donald say? Them can't stay, they don't want to go on like so they don't want to qualify for the World Cup.
What I mean, their road to the World Cup is now officially extremely difficult, because I think the only way they can make it to the World Cup now is by being one of the 4 best second place teams, I believe. So
yeah, we send them into a playoff.
In that play, and they're not even guaranteed to be in the best second place, because right now they are low in the total poll in terms of points and goal difference.
Yeah, we send them into a playoff, and then if they have to then win that playoff, that Confederation of African Football playoff, and then subsequently go in the intercontinental playoff. So it's a long road for the Super Eagles if them decide.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss Confederation and African Football World Cup qualifiers. We'll take a look at UEFA qualifiers, get your thoughts on that, family. Italy, Norway, that group seems a bit strange because Italy is look like they won't get one of the automatic berths because I look at the other side named Norway seems to be looking to kind of take that spot, Junior.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And I know yesterday you mentioned the five goals.
Yeah, the Vikings scored 5 goals.
Yeah.
Cha-cha.
Yeah.
It's a good run. I'm gonna try to find the group because I think there's still so Italy right now they're second in the group and Norway have 6 points. They're 6 points clear of them. Right? Italy only has 1 loss and Norway is undefeated with 5 games. So Italy have to shape up. Even if they beat Norway and win all the rest of their games, they still need Norway to lose a game because have you seen Norway's goal difference? Man, them goal difference are plus 21.
Yeah.
Plus 21 goal difference, while Italy's goal difference is plus 5. So even if them beat Norway, them have to make up 16 goal difference. Doesn't overtake the one them. It's sticky. It's sticky, but it's one thing about Italy. It's either Italy is great or them is a soft soap team. I cannot think of a better way to describe Italy traditionally.
Yeah,
if they make it to World Cup,
yeah, go ahead.
They're tough. If they make it to World Cup, they're going tough. But the chances of them making it to the World Cup is always a slippery slope.
Yeah. Well, this aside, yeah, which is not someone I associate, a team that I associate with struggles to qualify in a World Cup out of a group that contains
Norway,
Israel, Estonia, Moldova. Right there, so them teams are supposed to be beating stick. Israel's supposed to get butter bruise from Italy. Estonia supposed to get butter bruise. Moldova supposed to get butter bruise. And then now we're not supposed to push up so close to you, but apparently they are.
Yeah.
And I think now we defeated Italy 3-0.
Yep.
So you know the Italians only have themselves to blame. So you know that's the state of affairs. All right, let's get to CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. The dust has settled. Match day 2, family. Like we said, Marcus. I don't know if I mentioned that, but Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports will join us at 20 minutes after the hour to discuss. To give us some tips and news from week 1 in the National Football League, NFL. So once Marcus jump on, we'll get him in and hear his thoughts. Julia, all right, continuing the show, CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. The lay of the land, Group A, Honduras. Wait, no, wrong group over there. So let's get to the real group. Group A, Suriname sitting on 4 points. El Salvador on 3 points. Panama in third on 2 points. Guatemala sitting at the base in Group A. In Group B, the Reggae Boys sitting on 6 points. Curacao, 6 points from 2 games. Curacao, 4 points. Trinidad and Tobago, 1 point. Bermuda, none. And in Group C, Honduras on 4 points, Costa Rica on 2 points, Haiti on 2 points, and Nicaragua on a single point. Junior, talk to me about CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers and your main takeaways from the first 2 games of the final round.
It's an upside down. Apart from Group B, I think the standings are kind of upside down somewhat. I'm going to point to Panama. I would never think Panama would only have 2 points after 2 games. That catches us off guard. We spoke about it last night. And also, Honduras and Costa Rica traditionally have been powers within the region, but based on recent form, I remain shocked that Haiti seem to just can't keep it together when it's needed the most. They always show some glimpses where you say, boy, Haiti is going to be a strong outfit, you know. They expect them for just to do great things, and then, as we know, off the field things kind of kick in all the time and hurt them. So that's where it is. But the Suriname Panama group, it just upside down to me. And is it too early to call? Every team has 6 games, right? So you're 1/3 of the way through. It's not the end of the world. You can turn it around.
End of the world, right? For some teams, Junior.
Half glass, 3/4 empty. Yes, it's the end of the world. But glass quarter empty, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think you have enough time. You have 4 weeks to get your act together, to figure out, to right your wrongs if you're Panama, and forward back and get 6 points in the next window. 2 wins in the next window for any team, and you feel good. Any team left in the World Cup qualifying. 2, if you win your next window, just win both games, you come out feeling a lot better than you did going in. Now, do you have the ability to do it? That's the question. And some of these teams don't.
All right, so to kind of piggyback on what you just said regarding, and big up to our listeners, wherever you're watching us, whether you're on the motherland, Africa continent watching us, or in the island of Jamaica, John Rock watching us, big up, or wherever you're watching us, consider subscribing to the channel, smash the like button, tell a friend about the show, or an enemy, either one. Junior, I will say this, continue on, and Football Family, we're discussing, our sports fans, we're discussing CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. To kind of really maybe have a different take on Group A. You know, Panama, we watched them in Gold Cup final. We watched them, advance to the final round of Nations League. And we're watching them now in this final stage of CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers as the highest ranking team in this final round. And this is a team that didn't qualify for the last World Cup, right? They didn't qualify for 2022. They kept Thomas Christiansen in place, the coach, who's done an immaculate job, who's done a really good job. But that aside, one of the really cornerstone and critical thing that Panama is struggling is goal scoring. It's an absolute chronic problem in this Panama team. That we saw it at the Gold Cup, and we are seeing the ramifications of that problem in the World Cup qualifiers now. And we can say they might need to score, get 2 wins, Junior, and they probably will. But watching them play against El Salvador and Suriname, I don't know where the goal is scoring from.
Right.
Where that brother named the Blast brother, Blast Matuidi comes to mind, but it's not Blast Matuidi. There used to be a Panamanian striker, one brown man.
One chap?
Not one chap. One chap was Costa Rican.
Oh, Deli Valdez.
Blast, I think it's Blast something. But he was essentially critical with them with scoring goals. He was a key part of it. I think his name was Blast something. And he retired. And I think ever since he did, because I recall he's probably the last goal scoring really kind of guy for them. And when you watch
Deli Valdez.
Yeah?
You talk about Deli Valdez?
Well, yeah, I will look up the name. I think it's Blast. I thought the striker name was Blast somebody. or Blaze or somebody. But
How
they're
recent?
struggling to score goals, especially from open play. And watching them play last night against El Salvador Junior in Panama with their fans, shouting, pushing them couldn't find a goal, knowing that against Suriname, in Suriname, they drew the game. In fact, I mentioned on the show that Suriname could have won the game at the end.
Yep.
And knowing what's at stake, and they just couldn't find a way to score a goal. So if I'm a fan of the Los Caloneros, the Panamanian team, I would be a little bit concerned. And I think Thomas Christiansen is concerned about the goal scoring drought and the inability to really kind of impose themselves on these other teams in the group.
Yeah. But while they are, and rightfully so, at the end of the day, just win. If it's a buck-up goal, find a buck-up goal. And that should be the mindset. But you're right. There are questions around the playing, but about 4 weeks to figure it out.
Blas Perez. Blas Perez is who I was thinking about.
Okay.
And I think what even surprised me more, Junior, is the fact that Suriname went to El Salvador and picked up 3 points. Guatemala, and big up to the agent, the FIFA agent, Damon Priestley, our own Damon Priestley. Big up yourself, who is the agent of Darwin Lum, who plays for Guatemala. And so we're very familiar with Darwin. In fact, we probably should get Darwin on the show. I didn't expect Guatemala to go to Panama and get a point. I did not expect that at all. Knowing after what we saw with Suriname and Panama in the first game, I expect Panama to come out gun blazing, and they came out, they pressed, and they just couldn't score more than one goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Panama is in a spot about it. All right, now to the Reggae Boys group. Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, Bermuda. I think we all say a soup zone, aka soup as in the non-Jamaican listeners, is an easy group. Dwight York, Trinidad and Tobago Soca Warriors manager, Junior, he did say a few things about calls, penalties, or lack thereof a penalty call. He also felt like some Trinidadian fans felt like the referee was not very competent. Let me say that word. Junior, but is Trinidad and Tobago, is Soca Warriors, are Soca Warriors dead in this thing?
No, because their next game is the easiest game of the group. We can pronounce them after the their next game is the easiest game of the group. Yeah. They play Bermuda next. We can pronounce them after the fourth game. But they still have time.
And we got Marcus. Football family, we're going to take a pause from the real football to have American football discussion. Marcus is on time. We all forget about him. But Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports is here to give us a week that was in the NFL. Marcus, let me get you on camera. How are you doing?
I'm good. What's going on, brothers? Good to see BCN tonight. What's happening? What's going on? Y'all done good?
We're good, man.
Right? Unpredictable week.
Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm happy I'm not a betting man.
Hey, it was a rough week for the people who were putting wagers on this past week, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you win some money last week, Marcus? Because
Absolutely not.
To send to school. we got students and upcoming students, and some of our listeners are pretty upset with you and some of your recommendations last week. So, you know, people lose money on your recommendations last week, man.
Hey, I prefaced everything with a lot of unknown was out there, and definitely that's what it was. I picked the opposite of what actually happened. So forgive me, everybody, for that. I did not know.
All right, let's kick it off. By the way, thank you for joining us, man. Big up yourself. Always a pleasure for you to jump on and give us an update on the week that was in the NFL. But the game of the week, Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl pick, went to Buffalo, and I went to sleep at halftime thinking this game was done, and I woke up and it was totally opposite than what I expected. Talk to me regarding that game and what transpired.
It was a very good game. Definitely, you analyze it perfectly.
It's Miller
The
time.
Ravens were dominating the game. They were up. They had them down. They were doing some miraculous things. I don't know if you saw the DeAndre Hopkins catch, but that was an amazing catch that happened. And I thought they had them down and out. But here's the difference, and this is what everybody got to understand. There are certain guys in the NFL that have this ability that no matter what the score is, they're never out of it. You just go back to the past year when Patrick Mahomes had 13 seconds to get into field goal range, and he was able to drive his team there. He has that ability. And Josh Allen, he's one of those guys you can't go to bed on, Ben. You can't go to bed until the fourth quarter is over because he has the ability to make the plays to get his team back in the game and have the potential to actually win it. And that's exactly what happened. There's this mentality in the NFL that when teams get up, they let up off the gas. And that's what happened with the Baltimore Ravens. They started making mental mistakes. They let up off the gas. They didn't do well coaching as far as time management. And Buffalo took advantage. And Josh Allen is just one of those dudes you just do not give chances to take advantage to try to win the game. And that's what he did. And it was a great second half. I mean, it was something to see, and it was one of those things where you knew it was coming, almost like Tom Brady-ish kind of like deal. Like you knew it was coming, and it actually came.
Um, Before we get Junior to chime in, I want to ask this question, and I'm gonna be that guy. I know it's week one. The
Right.
Baltimore Ravens won Super Bowl on defense. Ray Sugar Lewis and his gang, they were dominant. This version of Baltimore is offensively heavy.
Right.
Is that the right approach to win the Super Bowl, Marcus?
I don't be fooled by Baltimore's defense. I think their defense is pretty good. I think they played against a good offense, and just no defense really is going to hold up well against them. I think you'll see this team mature throughout the year and become more well-rounded in terms of that defense showing what it can actually do. But what you saw is that the offense is clicking. It is top heavy, but I'm confident that the defense, and it usually comes around. I'm not really worried about it. I don't care what defense you had. Josh Allen and Buffalo were going to score on you Sunday night.
Not Ray Lewis defense. Don't stop it.
No, no, it's not Ray Lewis defense. No, 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 not even close.
But the difference is mentality, and I think you guys bring up a good point, but I think Marcus, one of the mature thing, which is kind of weird to say, but Harbaugh is going to have to mature. At some point, Harbaugh is going to have to become that killer. He loves to chase, but he doesn't want to be the hunted. And some coaches don't have any mercy. And I think there it's not mercy, but to me, Baltimore fell in the trap of trying to just play the game out instead
Right,
of putting the nail in the coffin.
right,
And look, the conversation would have been different now if Henry did a fumble the ball.
right,
So the game can bounce, the ball can bounce here or there, but sometimes coaches tip the scale one way or the other. And it's kind of funny because Baltimore's coach is not the type of coach that I would bet on that can motivate a team to come back and win a game like this, which to me is a bigger knock against Harbaugh. And He has won his championship, even though he won against his brother. But I am starting to question Harbaugh's ability because you can't have a team that loaded, be up that much and lose the game. That's just criminal.
Definitely agree with you. Coaching matters. And there were some coaching blunders in that game. And once again, you're right, the mentality. You have to have the mentality to play to win and not play to not lose. And that's what they did. They played to not lose. And that's on coaching. I mean, if I don't understand, I still don't understand why they take Derrick Henry out on third down. I don't care if he can't catch. He's a threat on every down. As you can see, he could take it to the house. I don't care if you got 8 or 9 in the box. He could take it to the house. So that's coaching. And once again, I think you hit it dead on the head.
Maybe they save it Derek for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Before we pivot from this game though, the shoving incident. Any thoughts on that? Well, and give us an overview of what transpired.
Well, I watched it live, and from my particular perspective, I saw the fan push DeAndre Hopkins' head in a manner of like, one of those like get out of here type deals. And then Lamar Jackson came and he pushed Lamar Jackson even harder, like get out of here. And Lamar Jackson was like, wait a minute, and he pushed him back. So I think he was in the right of doing what he's doing. These fans need to understand these are grown men who play a physical sport, and they don't want to get physical with them. It's great to get into the game, but keep your hands to yourself. Lamar apologized today. I know that's the corporate thing to do, but I don't think he had anything to apologize for because that was stepping over the line. You don't come onto the field and come in contact with the players and by any circumstance. I mean, that's just a written rule.
Yeah. Speaking of players and may need to apologize or getting suspended or ejected or whatever, or shenanigans that occurred in week 1. Eagles versus Cowboys. Spitting and no spitting and who's spitting. What's going on with grown men spitting, man?
Man, I just don't understand this whole concept. It's really boggling my mind, but once again, you can't put yourself in those situations when you're a professional. And a lot of these guys aren't professionals. They're still young guys trying to learn. And I hope Jalen Carter learns from this, but he really, I think, made a very, very big impact on the game by not playing. And that would not sit well with me as a team or as a teammate because he put them in a bad situation. They almost lost to the Cowboys because of him, in my opinion, just because of his presence. But you got to be smarter than that. Almost, it's unfortunate to say, we almost have to keep watch on them to keep them out of those type of situations. But it was unfortunate, and I hope this is like the end of all of this. A college kid did this as well from Florida, and it's just, I was like, oh, is this a new trend? Let me spit on you. I'm like, that cannot go well. So we need to stop that instantly. So I hope that stops soon.
So, I mean, Doc Prescott spat first, right?
Yeah, he did. And, it's, like I said, I hope this trend stops. Even if he did it intentionally or not, he needs to keep that in his mouth, man. It's going too far.
You feel the need to spit now that you're getting your butt whooped.
You know what I mean? It's going too far, man. I mean,
I am not surprised why this stuff happens, Marcus, because at the end of the day, like you said, these are grown men playing a very physical, very competitive sport. And in between the lines, hey, sometimes, off the field, they might be tight, but there's some ish that goes down. You play the sport. I mean, you probably want to rip somebody's head off now and again.
Right.
And worse has happened. If anybody has ever experienced the trenches, worse has happened.
Right.
People have even purposely threw up on people just to get them uncomfortable. So
right.
And Jalen Carter, he has that history at Georgia. And when you saw his reaction, when I looked at his reaction on TV, I was like, yeah, he don't even care.
Right.
And he was just like, yeah, whatever. Sorry.
Yeah.
So there's something else to it because you had that incident. You had the incident with Florida and USF. You had the shoving incident. This sport, it creates animals. And I can't put it any other way. Like these players, they get wound up, and even depending on the position that they play. Jalen Carter is in a car crash every down. He is experiencing a car crash ever since he was probably at high school. He don't have any sense in his head. So, and when you look at the video, you see Doc did it on purpose. Doc baited him, and like you don't have enough brain cells to know that the cameras are watching, the referees are watching. Go ahead and spit back. Oh, there you go. He spit back. There you go, ref. Kick him out.
Right.
It's just a part of the game, and it's unfortunate because now the line gets blurred, where these players, they have to be able to switch it on and off at an instant, and it is acceptable within the game, in between the whistles, but outside the whistles, they have to be model citizens.
Right.
There'll be more stuff like this happening.
It's a hard line to walk.
Yes.
Continuing the look back on week one, Aaron Rodgers came out of that game against the Jets, talked a lot of trash. It seems like he wanted to beat the entire state of New Jersey.
His feelings were hurt.
Who does he think he is?
His feelings were hurt, man. He was treated bad in New York, but I thought he did a good job for that game. That's the best he's played since he's come back from that injury for sure. But I don't know if that's a facade or not. That was the Jets. We'll see when he plays a little bit better competition. Yeah, let's see what happens with a little bit more competition. He's shown signs that he still doesn't want to get hit. And if there's a team with a good defensive line that puts pressure on him, how well is he going to do with throwing those floating balls that he throws now?
Exactly.
So
he had a noodle arm. You saw it. And those 4 touchdowns, one of them was a shovel pass. So
right.
It is smoke and mirrors. But
it looks good.
I support Pittsburgh. So I support Tomlin.
Yeah.
So I wish him the best. But
yeah,
that's a noodle arm quarterback.
Yeah, Father Time never loses. I was like, yeah, it can work in certain situations, but it's going to get tougher. That's a tough division.
I hope they lose all the remaining games. I don't like them. Big up to all the people that support the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have a few friends that support them, but I don't like Aaron Rodgers, period, point blank. So, Russell Wilson. Dump, hang up, this is it? What's going on with Russ?
He's in a bad situation. He's in a bad situation, man. The New York Giants offensive line is terrible, and Russell Wilson is not going to thrive. Nobody's going to thrive behind that offensive line. And he kind of was set up. He really didn't have any other choice in terms of turning, where to turn. We won't be able to see truly what type of quarterback he is. He's going to look like he's washed just because of his situation. But unfortunately, I think Russell probably should just go off into the sunset because he won't land into a situation unless there's an injury somewhere that he could land somewhere that would be, beneficial for him. This line is god awful. I mean, it is terrible. They couldn't run. They couldn't pass. And it just was like the Commanders were coasting through that game knowing that they were going to win because there was nothing the Giants could do. So until that line gets fixed, Russell Wilson's not going to thrive at all.
No, but is it a bit of desperation for Russell Wilson, knowing that, we all know that the Giants line was going to be garbage. His people should know that it was going to be garbage. His agent should know he's a football player. He knows this team is garbage. But he ends up taking a contract and going there anyway.
Hey, $10 million and that's the only person offering. You going to take it.
Man, that man, because he did it in Denver, he was a bug. After him and old boy from the Saints, former Saints coach, Peyton, yeah. And then he went over to Pittsburgh, and now he's Go on over here. Go home.
And collecting checks on the ride.
Collecting
Okay,
his checks,
so
yeah, just get your money.
Benton, the number is when you get to that age, it's about how many checks I can get before I'm up out of here, bro.
Understand. Before Junior, I know Junior have some questions that he wants to pose. I can't go around it any much longer. The Falcons. We end up losing in week 1. Junior talked us up last week, talking about, even got me a little bit excited, saying that the Falcons were going to do something this year. And yet, we watch the game, and it's the same story as last year. I mean, what is it? I mean, a division rival at home. Come on, talk to me about this victory over the Falcons.
The Falcons just can't take advantage of gifts. You get a missed extra point. You can't take advantage of that. You get a quarterback that scores on 4th down, scrambling, keep you in the game. You can't take advantage of that. You can't get off the field on 3rd down. You put in pressure, but the pressure isn't getting home or having an effect. You're getting injured. You're losing players in the middle of the game. You're putting guys in that end up open and don't look for the ball, and the ball lands into the end zone. It's all of those things that sum up into, I'm hoping, just a week 1 chaos, but at the same time, like you said, it's the same story from last year. Who I think has been given enough opportunities to be a consistent kicker, but I think it's mental. Kicking is mental, and I think there's something mentally with him when it comes to the big moments now that he can't perform. And because of that, I think it's time for him to, move on and we get another kicker, because this can't continue. We lost at least 3 or 4 games last year because he missed kicks. And that affects the team, that affects, morale. You just can't, you work too hard to lose the game that way. And we got to fix that immediately.
And
they already signed a new kicker, so
yeah.
They brought in a new kicker already on the practice stats. The writing is on the wall, and it's tough when the game comes down to the kicker. But there were other moments in that game. You can't be up that much and not capitalize. You're up big, and again, I'm not putting it on Raheem Morris's feet, but you just don't take advantage, and you open the door to let these teams back in, and yep. That's just the difference. And that Michael Penix run, that touchdown, it looked so much like Vic, Minnesota Viking. I think it was a playoff game, right?
Yeah.
The overtime game when he
yep.
dived in the end zone. I had so much shades of that. I was like, wow. I think the Falcons going to do something this year, but we'll see. Sunday night against the Vikings.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We shall. That's for sure.
I said Sunday that Michael Penix Jr. is giving me a bit of Mike Vick vibes. I hope he's not fighting dogs.
Stop, man.
and I hope he's not. He seems like a good kid. Look like he has his head on his shoulder right. But I think one thing, and correct me if I'm wrong here, unlike Vic, he wants to stay in the pocket.
Yes.
It seems to me, because I'm sitting there and saying like, yo, you got this bug team, bro, let's go get these 10 yards and keep it moving. But he's waiting for people to complete routes. And then this leads to the other part of this question. The wide receiver core is awful. How can you wait for awful people to get ready to drop the balls? I mean, how is this going to work?
Like I said, the injuries are showing his ugly head, and I don't know how they're going to figure that out. Looks like the talk has been about involving Bajan in more of the receiving game this week. Kyle Pitts a little bit more involved in the game, passing game, because we don't have any receivers. I don't know what the Fontenot is going to do in terms of trying to bring anybody in. They signed Kenny Stills. They said he may play this week. Looks like it's just going to be who can step up, Hodge who can step up. McLeod, that's where we are with this. We just don't have that outstanding talent on the outside. Drake London is good, but he's young. And we don't have that veteran receiver. I don't know what Mooney's status
Man,
is.
we'll take Algie Crumpler right now. Roll out Algie at tight end. Because, all right, so this high-end draft pick, Pitts, I mean, it to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's working out.
It had a long time it hadn't been working out.
It's a contract year, so he's
So
done.
I mean, come on, man. Let's cut our losses, trade this kid, and get somebody else who can actually come in and help. Now watch him go to another team and do quite well.
Right. That's exactly what'll happen. But the Falcons have a loyalty problem. They do keep people a little too long. And I think you're right. They should have tried to trade Pitts before now. But hope they can get. There's a contract year. He got to show something if he want to sign anywhere. So hopefully he's going to show out for us this year.
We need Roddy White, Julio Jones. We need somebody sort of to roll up out and come catch some.
If only.
Before Junior comes in, I'm hugging all the time here with the Falcons, but the offensive coordinator, Zach, I think is Zach Robinson?
Yes.
There was a call where I think it was the 2 yards out from the end zone. He ran the ball with Bijan to the left. The entire Tampa defense knew that was the call. I mean, the entire stadium knew that was the call. So my question is, if we all knew that was the call, what was the strategy? How is this one little guy going to beat these men?
I think sometimes these coordinators get very egotistical and they think their play is going to work no matter what type of defense they're up against. And they call these plays and they just let it ride. They don't try to make any of these changes. And Michael Penix is young and he's not really all up in at the line and making these changes yet. Hopefully he'll get to that point where he can see, everybody knows we're going that way. Let's go the other way, or something like that to change it up. But I think that's because you don't have a quarterback that really has that experience to really do that. So that's one of those particular situations. I just think it was just bad play calling on Zach Robinson, and he's done that several times. And I hope that's not a trend again this year.
Junior, over to you.
Yep. So as we look towards week 2, and it's too early to call. I always wait until week 3 when teams are 2-0 or 1-1 or 0-2 and they reach a desperate stage. Are there any teams out there right now that you would say, well, let's not wait till week 3? Let's hit the panic button right now. Is there any team out there, or are you still saying let's wait and see?
Oh, for sure. Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers, they need to hit the panic button before the season started. That was a very pathetic effort that they put forth against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made the Jacksonville Jaguars look like they were a good team. And I was like, they're not a good team at all. So that's the one team. And the other one is the Miami Dolphins. I don't know what they were thinking about Sunday, but they were not thinking about football. And those are the two teams. I don't need to wait. I think they need to press the panic button. And I think it's Tua, guys. I think that Tua is done. He's shell-shocked. And what Xavier Howard said this week is true. If you take away his first read, he starts to panic because he does not want to get a hard hit again because he knows the risk that's going to come with another concussion that's going to affect the rest of his life. And they need to just get that kid out of there and tell him, hey, man, you can't continue this way for your health. And I know you want to, but you're not going to be able to perform the way you need to in this violent game. So those are the two teams I think are in pretty bad shape.
Right. And what do you think about these helmets? The new helmets that the players are wearing. Do you like it? Are you a traditionalist? Because there's some of them look like bobbleheads to me on the field.
They do.
Big helmets.
They really do. And I wonder if they really work because they look just kind of weird, and I'm just like, does this really work? And, you know, that's my question. If that's going to make them feel more comfortable, but it throws me off too, Junior. I don't. If I had to not look at that, I would rather not look at that. It looks weird.
What the hell is this? You know they look like what's the hell is his name from Spaceballs, the guy that acted as the Darth Vader.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
He was in Honey I Shot the Kids, and the guy that Rob
Rick Moranis
or whatever.
Rick Moranis. That's it. You're right.
That's what it looked like. I'm like, yo, what the hell is it like Spaceballs? But
that's right.
We'll see. And since we're going to stick with the hometown team, the Falcons, I think Sunday night is a big game because I don't care what Minnesota fans say. I think the jury's out on J.J. McCarthy. He had a good comeback against Chicago, but I think this is my second week. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this week. I think the Falcons can go to Minnesota and catch them napping.
Yeah, but maybe you're the one who's putting bad luck on the Falcons.
Right.
How about you pick the Vikings?
Right.
You know what?
Yeah, pick the Vikings.
I'm gonna exercise the same thing and pick the Eagles to win this week.
Well, Kansas City going to beat the Eagles this week, guaranteed.
They will or will not.
We're not beating Kansas City in Kansas City. Nope.
Nah, I don't think not this week. I don't think so.
They're not going down 0-2. No. If they do, wrap it up.
Yeah, I think that the Vikings, what they did is they tried to hide their quarterback for 3 quarters, and they let him loose in the 4th quarter. And I hope that gave them confidence to let him loose the whole game. And I give the Falcons, if the defense can somehow confuse them and make some turnovers, I do think the Falcons have a chance to win that game. Because I really don't see them scoring a lot of points. Just because I don't think that offense is that potent. I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. And he's still a rookie.
Yeah, he's still a rookie.
Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports. Dropping on some NFL knowledge. As we wrap, Marcus, things that you're looking forward, things that we should look forward to in week 2, through your expert opinion.
So, just quick things I'm looking for. I'm looking for more diversity from the Eagles and seeing if there really are going to be any passing coming from this new offensive coordinator, because I thought their offensive game plan against the Cowboys was kind of bland. Looking to see if the Chiefs are going to jump back this week. They had a pretty embarrassing outing out there in Brazil, so we're going to see what happens with that. And just trying to see what these younger guys like your Jalen, your Knicks out in Denver. He didn't have a great game, and I wonder, is he going to have a sophomore slump this year? If you have tape on him, is that going to happen? Are the Green Bay Packers going to keep rolling Thursday night? Like they look pretty good. They look like one of the best teams I saw this weekend. Are the Lions going to did their coordinators really throw them off that bad? Or did they just have an off game? Because they did not look like the Lions of old. So I'm trying to see if that's going to happen. And what the Ravens are going to do in their bounce back game. That was a heartbreaker. Are they going to mature enough to come back and handle their business in this next game? So that's what I'm looking forward to this week. We'll see how it shakes out. But as Junior said, we're still early, and we're going to see what happens in week 2.
And for the college fun, who should we put our money on this week?
College fun. You know what? I'm going to tell you the most interesting game that I'm having the hardest one picking is the 49ers versus the Saints. The 49ers lost their quarterback. He's not going to play. And the game is in New Orleans. Tough game to pick.
And also the 49ers kicker is pretty bad.
He got traded. He got dropped. Dropped.
Oh, they cut him.
Yeah, they did.
Because the coach, Kyle Shanahan, said at the post-match press conference, these people are liars, man. He says, he's our kicker, and we are committed to this guy, even though he's been really horrible.
on Sunday, but on Wednesday it changed.
Yeah, that's what he said on Sunday. 3 days later, my man is out of a job. But Junior, now we're gonna audition for some of these kicking roles, man.
Hey,
Oh, no. 20 years ago, yes, but not right
We
now.
just get off the field quickly before they come. Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports, big up. Thank you as always for giving us the lowdown on the NFL, man. Let's
my pleasure.
Let's make it a victory this week for the Falcons and a defeat for the Eagles. Those are things that we can live with.
Let's see what happens.
I'm wishing it for you guys. Don't worry.
Thank you, Junior.
Big up, Marcus. Thank you for joining us. Take care, man. Marcus
All right, brother.
Collins
All right,
of
Mr.
Bright
Marcus.
Idea Sports. Check out Bright Idea Sports on YouTube for wall-to-wall coverage of the NFL and all things sports. Junior, let's get back. There you have it. Any final thoughts on what Marcus just said?
No, I think Marcus bring up some good key points, and watch out for that San Francisco New Orleans game, because New Orleans don't want to go down 0-2. So it's always when you watch these games, week 2 of the NFL, if a team is if they're 0-1, you don't want to be 0-2. You just don't want to be 0-2.
Except if you're the Falcons.
Well, yeah, definitely not the Falcons. Yeah. So this is a very pivotal week. So
all right, let's get to wrapping our back to a recap of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. We're on CONCACAF, looking at the landscape of things in CONCACAF. I think you were talking about what, Group C and Costa Rica. Pick up from where you left off, Junior, and what's going on with Costa Rica in Group C.
We're going to see how these teams shake out. Honduras, Costa Rica seem like they're going back a fight. I'm disappointed in Haiti, but we can understand the circumstances. And Haiti just start, brother.
Yeah,
Haiti just start.
Don't forget beating with the belt, brother. Don't forget beating with the belt. You're up 3-2 after coming from behind. What? Costa Rica was up 2-0. You came from behind. My mind is slipping on a player that scored a hat-trick. It was a beautiful hat-trick. You have one job, Junior. It's what? The 90th minute of play? And the defender, number 2, just stand up and watch the man slide past him and kick the ball in that goal. And I'm sitting there like, how is this brother? No, he's supposed to walk home. He should find his way home. I would cut him immediately. Absolutely immediately. You cannot have that. The 90th minute of ball game on the road. In Costa Rica, you take those 3 points, you automatically jump to the top of the table.
You'll be tied on points. I'm behind on goal difference.
Yeah, I'm like,
knowing that you have an easy game next in Nicaragua. So I mean, it shows how close it is, though. It really does, and it's a game of inches. And the next round is going to be pivotal. Again, we're 1/3 of the way through. You're 1/3 of the way through.
But those points come back to bite you in the ass, though. Excuse my language.
They do. But if there is some saving grace, Haiti did it on the road. It wasn't at home. But Haiti play home games?
Well, they were played at a different location.
So
can't play ball at Haiti and corner bus. One time, I hear the man say, shot reach one Spirit airline.
Yeah, well, we left that alone.
Straight bullet. Or something.
I left that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. They have their circumstances.
Yeah. So, sending love to the people down in Haiti. But Junior, the thing that really is crazy for me, and I know the Haitian player who allowed the goal probably feel like dog though. After seeing that happen, because you're tired late night game, you hope there's some miss. and you hope, something, but it didn't occur. From the Costa Rica standpoint, these young players, Ugalde, the left winger, I'm slipping on his name. I don't know if these young players are ready for the video light,
They're not. But the thing is, again, you just need a lucky bounce in the next 2 games. And whether you're ready for the video light, yes or no, you are in the video light, right? So it is. The question now, one of the questions now to ask is this round of qualifying better than the old Hex? Remember the hexagonal?
Yes,
it was a round robin. Yes. It was a round robin, and top 3 teams go through, and then you go World Cup or whatever. Now, when them split them up this way, you really don't have any rest games. You don't have any games where you can say, we can collect a 6-love from Mexico and still make it to the World Cup. You don't really have that luxury. No. So, you're right. You have a question the youth of some of these players. Trinidad have a bunch of young players as well that stepped up to the plate, and I think they did well. So, you go and get the opportunity to rise or shine. Sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
It's on you.
Before we leave CONCACAF, any final thoughts on the Reggae Boys? Anything else you want to say regarding the Reggae Boys?
I think big up to El Pistolero. Fabi Fano did say 2 more wins and Jamaica make it to the World Cup. Just get your 2 wins. You would know we have. All right. I would look at the players then and say, look, we can have a celebration in the next round of games.
We will have a celebration in our next round.
Because all you have to do is fight. Your toughest game in the whole group is next. Your toughest game is the next game. After that, is all done.
You play what?
Curacao and Curacao.
October 14th.
That's the second. That's the 4th game. But before that, you're playing Curacao. So that's your toughest game next.
What's the date of that game?
I think October 10th.
October 10th. Okay. Oh yes.
So play Curacao.
Jamaica, October 10th. Okay.
No, Curacao in Curacao.
Yeah. Curacao versus Jamaica in. No man, Jamaica beat that. Jamaica can beat the side.
They can, but that should be the approach. We can make it to the World Cup after the next 2 games.
Yeah, Jamaica qualify after the Bermuda game. 6 more points. Jamaica qualify. They will beat Curacao in Curacao because we saw Curacao struggle immensely against Bermuda in Curacao. And one thing is that this Jamaican team is flying high. The confidence is through the roof. So right now, people dead. And next up is Curacao. Curacao dead.
I mean, you can have that confidence if you want. I think.
What will it take for you to join us on this side? Say, soup teams and that.
I was the one that said that from the start. But then I also said our toughest game will be in Curacao. That won't change. That is our toughest game in this group. So, yes, based on the first rounds of games, it doesn't look as daunting as it did before. I will agree to that. But we don't know. All right. Looking from Jamaica's perspective, if I was to take this team as currently configured to Curacao, I will feel confident, right? Well, guess what? This is not the team that is going to play against Curacao. So, how does Jamaica look?
Why wouldn't you?
First of all, Campbell not wearing number 7 next year. That's Leon Bailey's number.
Yeah, but I guarantee Leon Bailey will be back.
Come on now. He will be back. Yes, he'll be back.
I mean, there's a lot of ball game between now and October 10th, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. So there was some not legitimate, there was some worrying from some part of the fan base because we never have Demari Gray or Leon Bailey for these 2 games. There was some worry about that. Now I am going to worry if we bring to incorporate them back into the squad for the next 2 games. Because I said this early, if over the last 2 games is the best Jamaica has played in a result from a result perspective over a long period of time. And is it coincidence that the 2 games that the high profile ballers them never play is our best games? Is that coincidence, or will they be better once you bring in back the ball to them? That's a question to be answered. And you're going to have to answer that question playing your toughest game of the group. It is too much riding on this game to write it off like it's a win for Jamaica. There's too much plot holes. There's too much potholes for us to worry about. And I'm telling you right now, it could be a slippery banana peel out there. So watch out for that.
I hear you. I will say this, and then we'll move on from the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers and look at the African qualifiers and some other things. The frontline players, the great BLAs of the world. If you bring them back, and we expect them to be available for the next window, those are your starters. So now your starters now have to return and demonstrate that they are truly the starters, i.e., go down to Curacao and not necessarily demolish, but put in a shift and win that game. Because the good thing is that you have some level of depth, as in Steve McLaren. Because even though we've won these 2 games, Tyrese Campbell done nothing on the field.
Right.
Cephas still. I say Cephas. I'm going to leave Cephas alone and just. But Cephas is still Cephas. Casey Palmer still a bug. So, I mean, there's room for improvements.
Yeah. There is, but then there's also room for energy sapping. For you to lose, for the team to squad. I'm just weary about reincorporating high profile players when a team is doing well. Because now these players are going to have to come in and realize that they don't need to be the savior. You just need to come in and just do a shift, put in a shift, do a job. How many players have that gene in them that they will take that responsibility? It's a high risk. If we really think about it, it's a big response. It's a big ask,
I actually don't think
I'm going to ask you to come.
I don't think it is.
It's a big ask.
I don't think it, Junior, I mean, the high-profile players have pretty much gotten an easy responsibility now with the performance of the second-tier team. The fact that the second-tier team secured 6 points. Now, the Leon Bailey, DeMar Gray, and the starters who are running now supposed to say, yo, you know how close we're to the World Cup? Soup! But we done them and go to the World Cup, because if these players tell me say a World Cup, they want to go. And I fundamentally believe that the star ballers, they want to go World Cup, go flex, go enjoy themselves. Yeah. Then, I mean, the job is already half done. And them just need to come in and soup and I eat that side of my play against, aka Bugs.
I agree. I agree with that possible mindset, but I also warn against players and not like them. So BM says if Trinidad gets 6 points and Curacao versus Trinidad ends in a draw, if Jamaica gets 6 points and Curacao versus Trinidad ends in a draw, we'll qualify. Then we can use the November window as practice games. Now, yes, I agree you can use the November window as practice games, but it's not like we're going to put in any other players. We don't know other players will run out. We're not just for look.
I use November window as party.
Just party.
A dance we are keep we practice for. Or we are practice for win World Cup.
And celebrate the side. Celebrate the team.
A party, we are party. Yo.
Yeah.
I want to you. We are sing out, roll out bass at this Stone Love and we keep big dance at stadium.
And you can give Mikel Antonio a testimonial.
I
can probably give Bobby.
No, Mikel Antonio want to go World Cup. What do you think this thing for?
No, you give him a testimonial. You give Bobby Reed a testimonial. I don't ever think Bobby Reed.
In fact, Bobby Reed probably should roll back. Ethan Pinnock will forward for the dance.
Yeah.
So CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers current standing at the conclusion of match day 2. Group A, Suriname leads with 4 points. El Salvador in second and 3 points. Group B, Jamaica on top, 6 points, perfect record from 2 games. Curacao, 4 points. And Group C, Honduras leads with 4 points. Costa Rica on 2 points. Winner of each group advanced to the World Cup directly. Second place goes to a playoff to get into the World Cup, the playoff round. Junior, CAF, Confederations of African Football. We know we're pushing up against the clock and we're tired, but we cannot go. Before we go at CAF, CONMEBOL, South American qualifier is done, dusted. Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, all qualified for the 2026 World Cup. Bolivia is in that
That's
playoff
the biggest
spot.
news.
Talk to me.
That's the biggest news. Bolivia getting the playoff spot. That's the biggest news.
You think Brazil helped squeeze out Venezuela?
Nah.
Because Bolivia did defeat Brazil to win the game. But again, the altitude in La Paz, Bolivia, not normal. So talk to me about South American qualifiers.
Argentina. Number one, I don't know if it's just me or maybe because with the ball chat, but it just feel like last World Cup was yesterday.
Yeah.
It just feel like
Messi here probably.
Yeah, it just feel like the last World Cup was last week. And it was 4 years ago. 3 years ago, about to be 4 years ago. Well, actually, it's 4 years ago in the next couple of months. Or so, whatever it is. You know what I mean. But I said all that to say, I think Argentina suffer from the same feeling of what we have. And they seem to feel like the same side are going to roll out 4 years later, go win World Cup. Win World Cup your backside. That side that probably never make it out of the first round. Remember me tell you that.
Well, tell us how you really feel, Junior.
No, we know Messi not play in the World Cup.
But it's not a one-man side.
They are a one-man side.
No, it's not.
They are not a one-talent side. But that team is conditioned to be a one-man side. That coach is conditioned to coach one player.
They're not a one-man side. The cavalry is ready. Thiago Almada, the boy I used to play for City, Julian Alvarez. Can I keep going? Cristiano Romero. The cavalry is ready. We know it's Argentina now winning World Cup. We know that. So we can book the one day.
I'm telling you, I get a vibe that this World Cup for Argentina is going to be very similar to 1994.
All right, so BM said Messi will play in the World Cup. So really now, Junior, we are give Messi some Messi. So the World Cup will be Messi's farewell tour for Argentina.
So, Benton, do you want me to revisit my comment earlier about Argentina not making it out of the first round? Messi going to the World Cup, Argentina not making it out the first round. It's going to be very similar to 1994. Did they make it out the first round in 94?
94, because Diego Maradona tested positive for a certain substance that shall remain nameless.
That was the famous World Cup when Maradona up in his stands, a ball.
Well, I mean, he did score a goal and ran over to the camera. Of course, it was in the US. And I do him head like this. And next thing you know, whoops! Oh, Diego Maradona tested positive for steroids.
It was Nigeria that not play against our Greece.
I don't remember who they were playing.
I think a Nigeria. I don't Nigeria. I think it's Greece in the score. But I just feel like Argentina is still on a high from the World Cup, and I just get the vibe like they're about to be hunted. That's the vibe I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you do take Messi, and there's a likelihood that he will play, you're essentially playing a defensively one-man shot.
Right.
You just have to play with a man you play with 9 outfield defenders. And that will probably be fine in a group stage. But when the real Gideon start in the later rounds, it might not. Yeah, and.
And we'll see. We'll see how it pan out. But I think the CONMEBOL was a good World Cup qualification. And we say, after me saying all of that, Argentina was still the cream of the crop in CONMEBOL.
BN says Maradona was definitely high at the 1994 World Cup. All right, Maradona, and for full disclosure, Maradona, I'm a baller. And I will be on record and saying this. If there's any footballer that should take drugs, it's Maradona. And the reason why, the amount of kick Maradona get and step in his face and step on in a 1986 World Cup, you need to take some drugs for kind of get rid of those pains, man. I mean, come on. The 1986 World Cup was like a UFC fight. When man kick up Maradona and they couldn't stop him, said we. So them man they are baller, not this Messi brother.
Messi a baller to stop it.
But Ecuador, Colombia, Junior, I want to ask you about Colombia.
Yo, forget to talk about that game there yesterday. Look at the last game when the man they play. And Luis Diaz scored like 5 goals, right? Or 4. They beat Venezuela 6-3. No, Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez scored 4 goals.
BM says those are the views of Benton and not ball chat. Stay away from drugs. This is true. 6-3 they defeated Venezuela.
Yeah, Luis Suarez scored 4 goals.
How old is brother Luis Suarez? How old him?
Play for Sporting. He play for Sporting. A Sporting striker.
Okay.
So
the
we'll
man
see.
Really could even help Venezuela because Venezuela could have used those 3 points.
Hell yeah. But Venezuela, if you still have Joseph Martinez as your striker, starting striker, you don't deserve it.
And my baller,
Randon and yeah. Even though they both of them scored, but you can't think about go World Cup with them old boy. You know what? And the 2 of them are they're the starting strikers too. And them started as a peer striker, 4-4-2. Nah. Go out of the bed, man.
Ecuador was penalized 3 points for using an ineligible player. Junior, is that punishment enough?
Yeah, you caught the game when they play, so whatever.
I mean, so just the game when play alone.
Yeah.
Some side we need to develop some more harsher punishments because if a team all right, we're just going to play this brother against the side there because we can deal with the 3 points getting there. The team clearly a thief.
Well, Benton, they have 9 points to spare. You want more than 3 points, them can give 8 more points and them still gonna work up. So
the Argentina,
you want that them 10 points?
Yeah, you can't get we can't the Ecuador is definitely one of the standard bearer in South America. Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay. Good to see Paraguay back in the dance. Miguel Almiron and Encenso Paraguay back in the dance.
Yep.
Any final thoughts as I pull up CAF Confederation?
Ready for the World Cup now. ready for the World Cup in a CONMEBOL. The man they're ready. So we'll just have to see how the rest of the field shake out.
All right, African World Cup qualifiers, Confederation of African Football World Cup qualifiers for 2026. Junior, we 9 groups in the final round. Each group winner will automatically advance. Currently, we have Group A. Egypt already booked their place out of Group A. Burkina Faso in Group sitting in the second place, looking at the possible playoffs. Senegal in Group B. The Senegal versus DR Congo game, as I mentioned at the top of the show, ended 3-2. Was a ratted game yesterday. South Africa leads Group C. This is the group where Nigeria looks to be in trouble. Nigeria sitting in third spot, Benin in second. Nigeria not only in third spot, Junior, but Nigeria is in third spot. 3 points off Benin in second.
But they're going to play Benin. So, I mean, just win.
Yo, I can really see Benin cook up same thing for the day there.
And they should. They should.
Group D, Cape Verde, looking to secure their place in the World Cup. Of course, they did well at the AFCON. Cameroon and Onana in second place. Somewhat of a surprise, but yeah, Cape Verde. Group E, Morocco leads the group, and Tanzania rounds out second. Your thoughts? F, Ivory Coast and Gabon. Ivory Coast already booked their place. Gabon's already in the playoff. Algeria, Group G, leading Uganda in second. Group H, Tunisia leads. And Group I, Ghana, the Black Star.
You see, the team, we all want to talk about or want to look towards Nigeria. But Cape Verde, I think Cape Verde just need another win. And then make it to the world. And they're going to get that win. They're going to play Eswani, at least in the last game. So they are, we can pretty much guarantee.
Yeah, man, I'm going to play Eswatini. Sorry if you get kicked off.
Right. And Libya, they play Libya next. We saw them can get out of the Libya game. I think they travel to Libya, I believe. So
yeah,
that's
I'm not sure
game.
where that game. Yeah, they play Libya next. Libya is sitting in third spot.
Right. And that's a game that Libya desperate to win. So anything can happen in that game. But if I saw a meme or a stat that if Cape Verde make it to the World Cup, they will be the second smallest nation ever to make it to the World Cup in terms of population. And I'm really rooting for them. And you know what? Even in this World Cup format that is expanded, Cape Verde will not be benefiting from that format because African is still the toughest qualification road in all World Cup. You still have to win your group, so there's no benefit to Cape Verde if they make it to the World Cup. Them can say we made it to the World Cup legitimately, right? So I am rooting for them. The goal that they scored against Cameroon, first of all, I don't even know what kind of field that is. The youth of Brooklyn, I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know if it was rain or what. And people were killing Onana for the goal, but it's a 1-on-1. I mean, it couldn't do anything. The problem was done when the Cameroon defenders make one boy just run right through the middle. The man collected the ball from in his half. I run the whole of Cameroon. How you collect the ball in your half, run to the Cameroonian defenders, and still end up in a 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper? It's impossible. Nobody not kick him down. And when it reached the box, of course, you know, Onana going to dive early. I'm not kicking that big. Like, all right, go dive.
Actually, I thought the backup goalkeeper, who I think is Onana's cousin, actually looked better in the AFCON than Onana when Onana was late for that game, right?
Yep.
But apparently Onana have connects. He play for Manchester United, so he have to get the starting role.
Used to play for Manchester United.
Well, my bad. Used to. Now he's with what, Turkey?
Troubadour, whatever they want him.
But Junior, regarding what's going on with Cameroon? I mean Cameroon, Raja Miller, Samuel Eto'o is the president of football down in Cameroon. We saw Samuel at the Afghan Cup of Nations. I think he was at all the games for Cameroon in Ivory Coast. What really are going on with Cameroonian football? Here's an ex-player who's in the process, in the administrative stuff, but it seems like Cameroonian football has regressed under his leadership, under his watch, because Cape Verde has... There's no way Cape Verde is supposed to win group over Cameroon.
But Eto'o have an emotional problem. Remember him have the emotional outburst? So it don't surprise me. Whatever. These African teams, they go through phases. We saw Ghana, the Black Stars, go through a big spin and now them dip and now them on them way back. Nigeria is on a downturn right now. Is Cameroon and theirs? I mean, they still have a chance if they can make it to the second place and go to the playoffs. But there's no football that live at anybody yard in Africa. That's one thing, and the way how the qualification rounds shake out, you cannot slip. You can't be afforded the opportunity to slip, and then your big names just show up and kick up a side. Them days gone. Them days never existed in Cameroon. First of all, it never existed in Cameroon, because when Ivory Coast made it to the World Cup, that was a big surprise to everybody until we saw them go, and I think would it be Italy. And then when them drop Italy belly, so okay, side are serious. So Burkina Faso. But the brother is kind of with the leadership there and the government there and what going on, and they are close. They are close to possibly have a chance to make. Can you imagine Burkina Faso make it to the World Cup and come America?
You say that last part. I didn't hear the last part again.
Can you imagine that team? Can you imagine if they make it to the World Cup and have to come to America? Israel is already. You have Israel. You have all of these politically charged.
Yeah, up here. Imagine that. But I think, that's one thing, with FIFA. FIFA said them in politics. They can't keep politics out of football. But FIFA is one of the most political organizations. Yeah.
And this is the current host of the World Cup really don't care about
football. Yes. There will be a lot of politics in the 2026 World Cup, front and center.
BM says Venezuela beat Jamaica 3-0 at Copa America. Now Jamaica is on the verge of qualifying for the World Cup, and Venezuela misses out the wonders of the beautiful game. Cry me a river, Venezuelans. BM, I have a feeling Jamaica will play a South American team at the World Cup. Hopefully it's not Argentina or Brazil. I feel we'll get Brazil. He also said there will be a lot of blowouts at the World Cup. Too many bug teams with a 48-team tournament. And said, I can't believe Nigeria may not make it.
The Nigeria thing, Junior, we have to go ask the Nigerians to give our assessment. But I mean, this is absolutely strange to me. So many talented players playing in the best league, the top tier leagues across the globe, and they're struggling. Now, granted, kudos to South Africa, because South Africa did well at the AFCON. Their homegrown players. In fact, the South African Premier League champion, I think it's called Sundown. The name of the club is called Sundown. They won, I think, the African version of the Champions League. And I think 90%, even maybe 95% of those players were South Africans. And I think a lot of those players feed into the South African team. And they've been playing some really good football. So I'm not surprised that South Africa is leading the group. But I'm very surprised that Nigeria is where they are in third place. And, I mean, the man them can't even barely beat Zimbabwe to Rastafari.
Yeah, and they... We know there's much going on
Because look at Nigeria drew 1-1 with Zimbabwe. Oh, that's and you want to go World Cup, brother?
The players them sometimes have other priorities, and we've heard that. Max did tell us that, and that's one of the problems. And he said that's why with the World Cup qualification, you have to be lucky, and you have to have the right timing. Because your team, you might have a talented baller whose head might not be in the right space to qualify for World Cup.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
That could be what affected them.
I agree. But I think Nigeria and Jamaicans suffer from the same thing. We are directly connected. Somehow we are star. And, somehow once we get to certain league, we think that we can make party. And I think some of the Nigerian ballers, them when them go a big league, them think them behave the same way. So,
and you're right, and that's something that they should look at, because look at the reverence. Brazil. If it's one thing, you never hear a Brazil coach and players having public spots or problems.
Turn up your audio a little bit more there.
No, what I say, you never, you're better now?
Yeah.
So I'm saying these teams, Nigeria, Jamaica, these players need to look at when a player feel like him reach and has arrived and is a big baller and blah blah blah, take a step back and look at real big ballers and how they are received in their team by their teammates and how they interact with the leadership around them.
Yeah.
Look at Messi at Argentina. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo at Portugal.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin De Bruyne at Belgium. Look at all of these big name ballers. You don't see any of them sit down there and want to act like, say, them bigger than the side.
Well, Thibaut Courtois do it with Belgium.
And where
didn't Thibaut Courtois tell us in fact, speaking of Messi, did Messi retire for Argentina a couple times before he come back?
Well, he retired when they lost in the World Cup final and couldn't take it anymore. He had an emotional outburst. But those are all no, but think about it though. That's passion. That's I would describe that as a passionate reaction. While the Nigerian ballers and the Jamaican ballers them just hype for no reason.
Yeah, but I think Nigerian ballers and Jamaican ballers probably suffer from the same thing regarding poor administrations.
That have nothing to do with your character.
All right. I want to say the Nigerian man them probably I'll get stuck at airport just like the Jamaican ballers.
Which they did. Remember they did that one time.
Yeah. And it wasn't Ghana that did down at Brazil, and Ghana said them now take a field unless money reach. And I'm having to send a plane load of money. So the Nigerian players, I think, as really try to get their professional career, just like any other player, get their career growing. And maybe we need to ask Max about this. But they realize, the administration of Yard, aka in Lagos, just had the foolishness.
Yeah.
So I mean, but let's see. But one thing I must say, the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons, the Nigerian ladies youth team has been playing well. So maybe the Nigerian Federation decides that that's the place to make some money.
Yeah. BM says Messi went to 3 finals in a row and lost. He was under a lot of pressure. I can understand him retiring at the time.
Yeah. You see, this is why Messi can never be Maradona. Maradona will never Well, I guess a man might say this is why Maradona take drugs. UEFA World Cup qualifiers family. The status of things over in UEFA. The lay of the land, Group A, Slovakia leads the group. Group winners will automatically go to the World Cup, and second place goes to a playoff. Germany is in third place. 2 games played, 3 points. What are going on with Germany?
Let's not lose our heads right now. We have to wait until the rest of the round play out.
Wait,
we know how that's going to.
Games? They are assured a spot of a playoff based on Nations League ranking.
So let's relax. Let's relax. Germany will be okay.
Yeah.
Plus, we know by the end of the, because they have 2, 4, 6. They have 4 more games.
Yeah, so they defeated Northern Ireland 3-1, and Slovakia defeated them 2-0. Germany, that is. So they have Luxembourg, and they have to play Slovakia again.
Yeah. So we'll see. No, Nagelsmann, he doesn't have any room to slip. He doesn't have any room to slip, and I don't think my boy will be back by then.
Hold on.
You were broken foot in another preseason.
Yeah, I mean,
You were Bayern Munich. Remember in broken foot? The general one. Can't remember his name right now, but he won't be back in time. So the German squad, they have to figure it out.
BM said, take a look at Group F. Our favorite coach is in big trouble. Them now make it World Cup, man. Them now make the World Cup. We can run through group. So Group B, Switzerland. Well, Germany will make the World Cup, of course. Right, Julie?
We're not going to sound the alarm on Germany yet. But it's close. It's close. The people who are going to sound the alarm already check the wire and make sure it's a current to go through the wire, so then press the button, the alarm going to sound. But I'm not pressing the button yet.
All right, Group B, Junior, Switzerland, Kosovo, Sweden, Slovenia. What going on with Sweden?
Nothing. Sweden
A point from 2 games. Kosovo. What is going on with Sweden? Alexander Isak, what happened to him? Him have Liverpool on him brain?
And him never fit. We haven't been practicing. So
a one-man side over Sweden.
But Isak never even play. Did he come on? No, he didn't play. He wasn't in the squad.
This is strange.
Oh, he did come on. He did come on for a long.
Okay.
But I mean, and is Sweden is Sweden. We can't talk about Sweden like they are perennial big side. Them every so often them get a one team will show up and make it to World Cup.
No, but Junior, this don't make no sense. How Kosovo for defeat Sweden 2-0?
Who cares? And why Sweden? Why Sweden are ordained for beat Kosovo?
All right, listen to Sweden's front line: Gyökeres and Elanga.
Gyökeres is Swedish.
And Isak came off the bench.
Hold on, Gyökeres is Swedish?
Yes, Gyökeres started the game.
Both side.
Alright. So wait. So Gyökeres started the game because Isak was coming back.
Gyökeres and Isak play for the same team?
Yeah, they both play for Sweden. Elanga, in fact, Gyökeres, them take off Elanga and put on Isak. So Gyökeres and Isak were on the field together. And they still pick up 2-0 from Kosovo.
Well,
they have Aston Villa's backup goalkeeper Rob Olsen. I personally think some teams don't want to go to World Cup because of where they keep it.
That's a possibility.
Something not right. Something not right.
That's a possibility.
Sweden.
Them have one or two big names, but that's it. But I'm not that surprised. I don't care.
So November 15th, Sweden plays Switzerland.
It's a burial game. If they don't win that game, then can call it a day.
Cha-cha.
They have to win that game.
So Group C, Denmark, Scotland, Greece, Belarus. Denmark and Scotland both tied on 4 points. Group D, France already qualified. Iceland, Ukraine, Azerbaijan. Well, Ukraine, yeah, I don't think you're making it. Group E, Spain already qualified. Georgia, Turkey. Junior,
Already
Turkey.
qualified.
Turkey might be in a spot of bother. Georgia with the Georgian Pele, Kvaratskhelia, that plays for PSG, looking to upset the apple cart and advance to the playoff, Junior.
Well, you said Spain already qualified for the World Cup.
Huh?
Are you just like talking to existence?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean,
But yeah, them win them first two games. Them and France win them undefeated and comfortable, yes. But we'll see. Turkey.
so but Turkey has Spain remaining, and Georgia also has Spain.
Yeah, because Turkey already lose to Spain. Remember, Spain get Turkey 6-0.
But there's another game here. Am I not looking at this right? Yeah. Spain
And Turkey beat Georgia. Turkey beat Georgia 3-2. So they're
Spain
one loss.
defeated. So it's a two-way game, right? So Spain defeated them 6-0 on the first match.
Yeah, so they must play Spain next in Turkey. But Spain is a guarantee. You playing Spain at home. In Spain, you're going to lose. So all of these teams going to lose. So Turkey is not really in a bad spot. Then beat Georgia. Georgia in Georgia. So
that October 14 game against Georgia.
Well, if they can get a good result versus Spain, they can feel okay making it in the playoffs.
Yeah, that game against Yeah, I mean, they're not spot about it. They still have their own destiny in their hand. In Group F,
right,
Portugal already qualified. Cristiano Ronaldo, will he be there?
Yeah, guaranteed.
Okay.
That's a guarantee. Unless I'm barring injury.
Barring injury.
I am really close to picking Portugal to win the next World Cup. They're one of my favorites.
Junior, your audio going in and out. We know that we are running close.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am very close to picking Portugal to win the World Cup.
Well, do that. Do that then. Might as well. It's about time they win a World Cup. From you save your days, why not?
Yeah, I'm very close. So they're going to be one of the favorites. I think though, if Ronaldo can humble himself, that gives them even a better chance.
Yeah, you're picking Portugal even with in spite of Bruno Fernandes being an important part of what they plan to
He's
do.
not an
with
important.
With Roberto Martinez as a head coach.
That is the question mark. Roberto Martinez, but Bruno is not an important piece of Portugal. No, Bruno is a piece, but he's not a no.
BM says, imagine the dentist watching Jamaica at the World Cup from the comfort of Republic of Ireland. Definitely not going to World Cup.
Yeah.
Group G, Netherlands, Poland, Finland, Lithuania, Malta. Group H, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Austria, Romania, Cyprus, and San Marino. Group Norway, Italy. We touched on this the first at the top of the show. Italy has Estonia on the 11th of October. And they also have Moldova on the 13th of November.
Which they should win both games, but the way how that group is shaking out, they cannot. They have to win out and hope that Norway drop points for them to win the group.
So because Norway has. Weird. So now
they still have to play Italy.
Norway has Italy on the 16th of November, right?
Yeah, but if Italy wins out all of their games and Norway wins all of their games except the one game against Italy and lose, Norway will still go through because they have a superior goal difference.
Oh, because of the goal difference. Okay, yeah.
Right. So
Italy on 15 points.
Right. So Italy needs Norway to drop points.
Italy needs to beat Norway.
That goes without saying.
So, but where is this game?
I think that game is in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, San Siro. Yeah, November 16 game against Norway. It's in Italy at the San Siro Stadium. Win the game.
Yep.
Win the game.
Yep.
Group J, we know so want to go North Macedonia leading ahead of Belgium. Nothing to see here, Junior?
No, because Belgium still have a game in hand.
Yeah.
They still have a game in hand, and they have a superior goal difference. So they just win, and they play against. I think it's Macedonia they play against next. Yeah, they play against North Macedonia next, which is a 6-point game basically.
Yeah.
So the pressure is on Belgium, but can North Macedonia keep their wits about them, traveling to Belgium and playing this game? God, that's what it's going to come down to. Well, but it going to be close.
Group K, England, Albania, Serbia, Latvia, Andorra. Group L, Croatia and Czech Republic, both tied on 12 points. Anything you want to say about these two groups?
Croatia with a game in hand as well, but they have a far superior goal difference. So Czechia, they need Croatia to drop points. Also need to beat Croatia, but they need Croatia to drop points for them to stand a chance. So, and they play Croatia next. That's your next game. Is that the final game? No. But that's your next game. Croatia, that's must-watch TV. I think that game is a big game.
Yeah.
Croatia travels to Czechia.
Yeah. It's a big game.
That's a big game. So, a whole heap of, the next round of games is going to be exciting in UEFA. You have some key games that people going to want to watch. It's just unfortunate Italy plays Norway the last game after round. So if Norway don't drop any points from now till then, Norway can, as long as Norway don't lose by 16, them all right.
Yeah. And I think to be fair to Norway, because I think we've had this discussion before, is that they do have of course, Erling Haaland, Martin Odegaard. The team is running. They have some decent support cast. So I'm really not surprised that they're leading the group, but we'll see.
Well, yeah,
we'll see.
So what World Cup fever slowly kicking in. We see the usual suspects them rounding into shape. I have one and two little surprise teams out there, but what I say, fun times ahead.
Yeah, Spain and France are favorites, Junior, for the World Cup, not Portugal.
Yeah.
According to BM. English Premier League.
That's true.
Returns this weekend. Your thoughts on any games that you're keeping an eye on? Of course, we'll do a watch along for the Manchester derby. But any other thing that we'll watch? What storylines to look forward to this weekend in the Premier League?
ironically, it would be something that is not on the field.
What?
Nottingham Forest. How would they look now with Ange as their new head coach? That is a storyline for me. I think they play Tottenham, right?
Forest plays Arsenal.
Oh, they're even worse. Even worse. So
what a way to Postecoglou determined to lead Forest back to rightful place. Air quote. What is the rightful place?
What is the rightful place? Which era, which decade of football am I talking about?
He says
rightful place.
He's determined to lead Nottingham Forest back to the rightful place. Their intent.
So what's the rightful place? In first division, second division?
Well, I mean, Nottingham Forest was once one of the big dogs in English football.
Which decade? That's what I'm saying. Which decade? It wasn't in the Premier League. It was before Premier League.
But do you think he have the players to play the type of football he wants to play at Forest?
No.
At least looking at what he did at Tottenham.
Right. Plus, is two completely different style of football. Ange is pressing high. Remember, people were killing Ange with this high press, high octane football, and Tottenham couldn't maintain. And now you're going to take up Nottingham Forest that is very pragmatic and say, come play Ange style. No, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. And big over big points. Sunday morning will be festive before the Manchester Derby. Remember, you have the 100-meter finals this Sunday too. Might have to do a watch along for that. I don't know.
Yeah. We are going to line up. We will do some streams for the World Championship, some watch along for the World Championship. We need to get a track insider. Maybe we can line up a track. I forgot to reach out to a track insider to come on tonight. Plus a late night show. This maybe Friday or Saturday we can get a track insider to jump on. But we'll doing some watch alongs for the World Championship. Big things. Big things are going for the World Championship.
Yep.
But Premier League watch along definitely this weekend. World Championship this weekend also. Anything else before we take ourselves, family?
And Phoenix Chapelton, what the name?
It's a Veer Chapelton.
Our Phoenix Chapelton.
Chapelton.
Undefeated in the JPL so far.
Yeah, ball chat. This is why it's a good thing ball chat's on the show off. It's a good break. We'll be back this Sunday with Ball Chat Weekly, and schoolboy football is also back. So we'll touch schoolboy football also this week.
So Sunday, we did it.
Yeah, man, I that man. Big up to the people. We did say we're gonna do an hour show. Shout out to Marcus Collins of Bright Idea Sports for giving us the week that was in the NFL. Looking forward to some NFL action this weekend. And watch along Manchester Derby. Junior, early reading on this Manchester Derby.
Marmouche is injured. He's out. Not that he would have been a big factor. I'm quietly confident for this game. Quietly confident for this game. Speed kills. That's all I'm going to say. Speed kills.
Man City has already dropped points in 2 games.
I remember Man U is ahead of them in the table right now anyway,
So Man City has already lost 2 football games, Junior. How big? This is huge. They have to find a way to win this game this weekend. Yeah,
they have to for confidence. I don't think it'll be end of the world. I think they're dead. They're not. The race for the title is done. But do they want to comfortably finish in the top 5? That is a race right now.
They have to find a way to win this game. And this game is at the Etihad. We did saw how the Man City fans, some of them were like perplexed by what was going on in that defeat. What was that defeat? Who was the Brighton game? Who else?
They beat Wolves. They them lose
So Brighton
to Tottenham.
defeated them.
Tottenham
defeated them. Yes, the Tottenham game. Yep. Tottenham. So must win game this week for Man City and Pep Guardiola. You know.
Yep.
All right, family, big up. Let's remember to smash the like button. More content getting dropped. If we line up a track and field insider, maybe we'll jump on Friday or Thursday to get some insights from the track and field insider. But make we see how we go. All right.
Come on, later, you know.
Bless up yourself, family.